Hello everyone, today I will be talking about understanding motivation in diverse classroom setting and why motivation matters in education under the topic motivating students in diverse classroom setting. In a diverse classroom, students come from different culture, language, learning style, abilities and background. Because of these differences, students interpret tasks, challenge and teacher expectation differently. This means that what motivate one student may not motivate another. Understanding these differences is important because it helps teacher avoid a one-size-fits-all approach, which often fail in a diverse learning environment. Diverse classrooms therefore require flexible and inclusive strategy. Teachers need to find different ways to keep all students engaged. For example, by offering choice and using multi-path teaching method, or giving support based on individual needs. When students feel that lesson match their abilities and background, they are more willing to participate and learn. Motivation also play a key role in building student confidence and resilience. When students feel motivated, they believe they can improve, which help them stay focused even when the work is difficult. This creates a classroom environment where students feel valued, support, and comfortable expressing themselves. In diverse classroom, motivation is especially important for reducing learning gaps. Some students may struggle due to language differences or background factor. When they feel motivated, they become more confident to participate and less afraid of making mistakes. This helps them catch up and feel more included in the learning process. And the last one, finally, motivation is closely linked to student sense of belonging, autonomy, and competence. When students feel they belong, and when they have choice, and when they feel capable, their motivation increases naturally, and this leads to a more positive and effective learning experience for everyone.
Hello everyone. Today I'll be discussing two major psychological perspectives that help us understand how to motivate students in diverse classrooms. Maslow's hierarchy of needs and self-determination theory. First, let's look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow suggests that students can only focus on learning when their basic needs are met. This includes essential like food, safety, and emotional well-being. If a student is hungry, tired, or feels unsafe, it becomes very difficult for them to engage academically. Beyond those basic needs, students also need to feel a sense of belonging and esteem. In the classroom, this means creating an environment where every student feels welcome, respected, and valued. Teachers can boost motivation simply by fostering a supportive, inclusive atmosphere, one where students know they matter. When these foundational needs are met, students are far more ready to participate, take risks, and invest in their learning. Next, we have self-determination theory, or SDT, developed by Deci and Ryan. This theory highlights that motivation increases when three key psychological needs are supported: autonomy. Students thrive when they feel they have meaningful choices and some independence in how they learn. Even small decisions, like choosing a reading topic or selecting a project format, can increase engagement. Competence. Students need to feel capable. When teachers offer constructive feedback and provide opportunities for success, students gain confidence in their abilities. Relate, Relatedness, positive relationships matter. Strong connection between teachers and students, as well as among peers, help students feel seen and supported. When these needs, autonomy, competence, and relatedness are met, students become intrinsically motivated. That means they learn because they want to, not because they feel pressure to. In summary, both Maslow's theory and self-determination theory remind us that motivation isn't just about academics. It's about meeting students' psychological and emotional needs. When teachers build nurturing, inclusive environments and support students' autonomy, competence, and relationships, classroom and engagement naturally increase.
Okay, hello everyone. Today I'll be discussing my psychology analysis, focusing on how social and cognitive theories influence student motivation. Let's begin with Vygotsky's cultural theory. Vygotsky believed that learning happens through social interaction and collaboration. This means students learn better when they engage with others, whether the group work, sharing ideas, or helping each other. Another key point is motivation increases when students receive scaffolding. Scaffolding refers to support from teachers or peers that helps a learner accomplish tasks that they can yet do alone. As students gain confidence, the support is gradually removed. Vygotsky theory encourages cooperative learning and peer mentoring, which is especially effective in diverse classrooms. When students feel supported, socially and academically, they become more motivated and more willing to participate. Now let's move to Gardner intelligence theory. Gardner proposed that students have different types of intelligence, such as linguistic, logical, visual, musical, interpersonal, and kinesthetic. Because of this variety, no single teaching method works for everyone. This theory highlights the importance of using varied teaching strategies. When teachers design activities that match different strengths, like hands-on tasks for kinesthetic learners or visual or spatial learners, students feel more included and more capable. This leads to stronger engagement and ultimately higher motivation. Gardner's theory reminds us that diversity in intelligence and should be embraced, not treated as limitation. When students recognize that they can excel in their own areas of strength, their confidence and motivation grow. To summarize, both theories emphasize that students thrive when teaching approaches consider social interaction, support, and individual strength. Understanding how the physiological theories work helps educators design lessons that respect students' needs and abilities. Ultimately, the result in a more inclusive classroom and stronger student motivation. Thank you.
A few challenges in diverse classroom. First is language barriers. Second is cultural differences. And lastly, different learning style. In a diverse classroom, students often come from various linguistic backgrounds. When the language used in teaching is not their first language, they may struggle to follow lessons. For example, difficult in reading textbook, understanding instruction, and participating in group discussion. Over time, language barriers can lower a student's confidence and impact their academic performance. Teachers also face challenge in giving clear instruction and not ensure every student understands the lesson. Next, students in a diverse classroom may come from various cultural backgrounds that influence their behavior, values, belief, and communication style. For example, some cultures encourage students to speak up, and participate actively, while others encourage quietness and respect by staying silent. These differences can create misunderstanding. For instance, a teacher might think a quiet student is not interested, while in reality, the student is simply follow the cultural norms. If cultural diversity is not properly understood and respected, students may feel excluded, misunderstood, or uncomfortable in the classroom. Now, last, every student has their own learning style. Some learn best through visual, like diagrams, picture, others through listening, and some through hand-on activities. When a teacher uses only one teaching method, certain students may struggle to keep up or lose interest. Teachers must balance diverse learning needs, which can be challenging when managing a large group of students with mixed abilities.
Section, I will explain several practical recommendations that can be used to motivate students in diverse classroom setting. These recommendations are simple, realistic, and suitable for students with different backgrounds and learning needs. The first recommendation is using student-centered learning. In a diverse classroom, students have different learning style, interests, and ability levels. Because of this, teacher needs to use approach that allows students to be more actively involved in their learning. Student-centered learning can include giving students choice in how they want to complete a task, such as through group discussion, creativity project, hands-on activities, or individual works. Teacher can also have provided different level of support depending on student needs. And students given opportunities to make decisions and learn in life that match their strength, they tend to feel more confident and motivated. This approach helps create a classroom environment where students feel valued and responsible for their own learning. The second practical recommendation is clear and realistic goals. Students can become unmotivated when the instructions are unclear or when the tasks feel too overwhelming. To improve motivation, teachers should clearly explain what the students are expected to achieve and break tasks into smaller, manageable steps. For example, instead of saying finish your assignment, teacher can guide students with steps like complete the introduction first, identify 3 key points, or check your grammar in the last paragraph. When goals are clear and achievable, students feel less stressed and more organized. Completing small steps also helps them feel a sense of progress, which increases their motivation to continue working. The third practical recommendation is meaningful prize and rewards. Students respond positively when their effort is recognized in a genuine way. Instead of giving general praise such as a good job, teacher can provide specific comments like your explanation was very detailed or you improved a lot since last week. This helps students understand exactly what they did well and encourage them to continue improving. Rewards can also support motivation, but they should focus on effort, progress, and improvement rather than only on final result. Simple rewards such as verbal recognition, encouraging notes, sticker, or class privilege can make students feel appreciated and motivated. In conclusion, these three practical recommendations, which is using student-centered learning, clear and realistic goals, and meaningful prize and rewards, can help teacher motivate students more effectively in diverse classroom settings.
In conclusion, a diverse classroom is not just a place where students gather. It's a learning community made up individually with different backgrounds, abilities, and needs. Because of this, teachers must use teaching approach that truly address student psychology needs, learning challenge, and personal difference. When we meet their basic needs and support autonomy, competence, and positive relationship, we create an environment where students feel safe, valued, and motivated to participate. By using student-centered learning, we shift the focus from teaching to learning. Students become active by participating in their own progress, and this helps them build confidence and responsibility. Setting clear and achievable goals also ensure that all students understand what they are working towards, giving them direction and purpose. At the same time, meaningful praise and reward reinforce positive behavior and encourage students to keep improving. Overall, when these elements work together, the classroom becomes more inclusive, supportive, and effective for every learner. Every student, regardless of their background or ability, gets the opportunity to grow, success, and feel a sense of belonging. This is the true of goal of education, to help all learners reach their full potential. Thank you.